This is really weird. I'm not sure if I should say this on
Mm.
live on Instagram, but I don't really like chocolate. So
भूल जाऊं दुनिया में सारी हाथ हाथी भी मेरा कर ले हाथ हुड़ तू मेरा
hi.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are fine. We're so excited. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having us. It was so nice to receive your invite. Very happy to be
Yes.
here.
So before we get into anything, how have you been through this whole stay-at-home lockdown period? You've been staying safe, yes?
Yes, yeah. I was actually in India just before there was the whole lockdown, so I managed to fly back to London to be with my family. So thankfully, I'm
Okay.
at home with them, which is
Okay,
good.
great.
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm here. So we're managing to stay safe. We're just trying to stay at home and not risk going out and just being very cautious
Yes.
about everything right now.
Yes. And well, you've been keeping us entertained during that time. We see you post every so often. You post these beautiful little videos with you singing. So
Thank
thank
you.
you for that.
Oh, that's the most we can do. I think, like all artists and entertainers right now, we're just trying to keep things kind of happening, keep things being posted, and just kind of keeping on creating things to try and do whatever little we can, sort of to keep everyone around us happy, our followers happy. It's a little bit of like positivity in this current sort of situation, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And, one thing that was really positive for us, well, I mean, not to sound bad, but the thing is because everything is on hold, Bollywood is on hold, so we weren't getting the Bollywood soundtracks off of the movies,
Yeah.
which is what we at 90.5 usually play for the past, 20 plus years that we've been around. Our main focus is mainstream Bollywood film music,
Hmm.
and we
Yeah.
haven't been getting that. Now, in the last few years, we have been
Mm.
putting on a few singles and independent artists, but of course, during this period, we were kind of forced, but in a really good way, to source new songs for our listeners to hear because you always want your playlist to sound fresh. And
Yeah.
we came across this gem of a song. Phul Javan Duniya. It is, I mean, from the time I heard it, you just wanted to learn the words as fast as you can so that you can sing along, because that's always a good thing with a song. You want to sing along.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was released initially in November last year, correct?
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Right. So
So we
we didn't
actually,
really, Mhm.
sorry, go on.
No, we didn't really get familiar with it until about April or so of this year, March, April, when everything, happened and we had to
Oh, okay.
close up. And but it was like as soon as our listeners heard it, because it debuted at number 4 on our top 9 countdown.
Oh, wow. Oh my
And
gosh,
then the
that's
following
amazing.
then the following week it went to number 3. It stayed there for 2 weeks. And then by May 16th it was the number 1 song and it hasn't moved from there since.
That's
So it's like
amazing.
almost
Thank you
instantly
so
when our
much,
listeners heard
Trinidad.
it. Yeah. Did you even know about Trinidad and that this was a potential audience and fan base for your songs before?
Not really. I mean, I never realized that there were so many like Asian people in Trinidad, to be honest.
Okay.
Um, Initially, our main target audience is always going to be like India, and because we're from the UK, we thought if we can kind of
Right.
hit the British Asian market as well, that would be great. We didn't really think beyond that, but it's just amazing that like our songs reached so many people, and we're so happy. We're so happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we are even happier than you, trust me, because we get to listen to you guys. So, I mean, we do want to get to know you a little bit better, but before we do that, let's talk about the song. It's a
Yeah,
collaboration
sure.
that with Junaid Malik and Jason J, your producer.
Yeah.
You're all credited as songwriters on the song. How did everything come together? Did you guys work together before this? Who called who?
Yeah, so that's like so this all basically began almost a year ago. So
Okay.
so I had seen a song which Junaid had written for another artist who I was in touch with because they'd contacted me about a different project.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard their track and I really loved the words, the lyrics and everything. So I kind of looked up Junaid. I just added him on Facebook. And then before I knew it, I had a message from Junaid saying he loves my voice and, would I be interested in doing something together, like the two of us. So we met up after that, Junaid, Jay, and myself. And we had coffee, we went to Starbucks, just had a chat about like what kind of our backgrounds are, what we're kind of looking to do, that sort of thing. And yeah, then we got in the studio, and I think it was maybe just one session, we just sat down and just started vibing in the studio and writing. And that's basically it.
Wow. Is it always that easy though, like one session to come up with a great song like this? Or you feel like you just had a good connection with these two guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're like family now. So I actually moved to India in May, and it was just before I moved to India that we met up, and we had very limited time to work on this song. But I think we just get on really well. Like we're like family now, and we just had a really good time. I think it just flowed. We kind of threw in our ideas, and it just saw where it kind of took
Yeah.
us. And yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I was surprised. I mean, it's not always that easy. Definitely for me, because I mean, Junaid's been writing songs for a long time, but I'm a pretty new songwriter. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I had not written any like of my own songs before. I've sung a lot of Bollywood songs because growing
Right.
up, that's kind of mainly what we listened to, but I had never written my own music. So for me, it was a massive learning experience. And Junaid and Jay are both very experienced. So having them in the room with me really helped. And they're really encouraging, really supportive, and it just kind of flowed very easily with their kind of support.
Wow. Well, that was lucky, I would think, to
Yeah.
find somebody who you can, or two guys who you could connect with and get, your work done with such ease. What
Yeah.
are they like? I mean, apart from like working with them, are they kind of mellow? Are they really hyper? What are they like?
um I think so Jay is like the he's like the sensible one that kind of looks up. We're kind of like his kids, I would say. I don't know if he's gonna be okay with me saying this right now. He'll kind of like he'll manage us and like keep us on track, and keep us from like jumping here, there, and everywhere, because he's obviously managing the project when we're working on a song or something. So he'll kind of keep us under control. But we all mess around. We all have like a lot of fun together. And to be honest, Jay's the one that like pushes Junaid and I a lot. So he'll always be telling us, you guys should be doing this, you guys need to do that. He'll always be reminding us,
Hmm.
whether it's really simple things like posting more on Instagram, or like improving the quality of like the content that we're putting out, or whatever it might be. He's always kind of like looking out for us. Whereas Junaid and I, like, we're kind of like, we're like family, we're like siblings almost. Like we'll just always kind
Right.
of be messing around with each other, and we'll call each other when we're like, in like a mood, and either we're feeling really excited about something or really like annoyed or frustrated about something.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Oh, well, that sounds really happy, and I think it really makes for a good environment when you have that kind of relationship with your
Mm,
co-workers. Yeah, we're
yeah.
pretty family oriented here at 90.5 as well. All
Yeah.
our events, everything we do, it's very family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
where else has this song gotten this kind of attention? Do you know? Do you keep track?
Yeah, so actually, when we first were releasing the song, we had a lot of interest also from like labels in India. So
Right,
that was like a really big thing for us being with it. So for me, it's my first single, like my first
right.
independent song, which we released. So for me, it was a really big deal that um, big labels in India were interested in releasing the song, and that's actually partly why. So we'd finished the song in around May, and
Mm-hmm.
then I moved to India, and then I traveled back in the summer, and that's when we got together again. And it was monsoon in India, so I had to come back anyway for a wedding, and that was when we planned to shoot the whole music video. So that was when we actually finished the song. That was in like July, maybe early August time. And then
Mm-hmm.
from August till November, like that was quite a long release date. And that was mostly because we were sort of thinking about, should we release through these labels that are interested in the song, or should we be
Yeah.
releasing it independently as kind of independent artists? So we were just discussing between the three of us, like what's best, like what's best for
Yeah.
the song, what's best for us all. And so that was a really big thing for us. And it's been getting a lot of traction also in the UK, where BBC Asian Network has been playing the song. I mean, I just had a tweet from them like maybe 5 minutes back that they're playing the song right now as we speak. So
Okay, great.
they've really loved the song there as well. And I think also in the States and some places around Europe as well, like the odd
Mm-hmm.
country here and there has also kind of, we've been getting a lot of views from random countries where we didn't really expect the song to be such a hit. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been good.
Mm. Yeah, because I did want to ask you about being attached to a record label. Do you feel it makes it a little more difficult sometimes to get your songs out there and to get recognized if you're not attached to a label?
I think so. I mean, we were lucky in the sense that we had a team, and so we kind of and we managed to kind of find the right people to help us with marketing the song and launching the song and everything. And Junaid and Jay's experience also helped a lot. But I think it is a lot harder in terms of like getting the reach and getting
Mm-hmm.
the views, and obviously the marketing budgets and everything help a lot
Yeah.
when you are attached to a label. But I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. And I think also sort of the more content you can put out, hopefully at some point, the right label that your
Mm-hmm.
music is suited to will kind of pick it up, rather than
Right.
getting tied to a label and then maybe they don't want the same kind of music that you're interested in creating. So there's always like,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of balancing act, I guess,
Yeah.
finding the
Because
right label as well.
I guess the flip side of that is being an independent, your creativity is not limited because some labels they want to tell
Yeah,
you what kind of sound they want this song to sound like, and yeah, they
yeah,
put you on a time
exactly.
limit and all of that. So the creativity is a little easier if you're independent.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
100% true, because you kind of have free reign to make whatever you want and work on your own timelines. It's not like
right.
you have to put out content which is only suited to their audience and within their sort of like calendar. Because also it depends which other artists are signed to the label, then they'll have a schedule of like when they're releasing songs. Whereas when you're
Mm,
independent, you can release as and when you want.
yeah. But the social media makes it easier now, I think, as an
Yeah.
independent artist because you can do Instagram, you can do
Mm-hmm.
your own videos and post them on YouTube, which is, what you guys
Yeah.
do. So
Mm-hmm.
the reach is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. That's very true. And there's also a lot more independent producers that are very easy now to find by social media. So it's kind of a lot easier to get connected to people that
Right.
whose music you might like, and you might want to work with them. And there's also so much kind of information, for example, on YouTube, where you can also learn to like produce your own music, and you can record yourself and you can create your own YouTube channel. Like there's so many stars right now who have created their own music from their home studios and started releasing it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how they become famous. And now they're sort of some of the best artists that are most like famous in the world, and they've just
Yeah,
started from home.
that's so true. Well, you mentioned you were born in the UK and you grew up there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay, and you moved over to India to try to get into the music a little bit more, was it?
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I was born and brought up here in the UK, but I started posting a lot of my covers on social media in like the last couple of years. And
Yeah.
when I started doing that, especially on Instagram, so I used to post a lot on Facebook before, but when I started posting on Instagram, that's when a lot of people from the Bollywood industry um, would comment on my videos or like my videos or repost my videos. And that's when I
Mm-hmm.
started realizing that, you know, maybe there's something more I can do over there where people are kind
Right.
of appreciating my voice and stuff. So I wanted to go to India just because I found some of the work I was doing here in the UK wasn't pushing me as much before
Okay.
I met Junaid and Jay, for sure. So before I met them, I was performing here and I was still doing like my social media content and everything. But most of the kind of appreciation I was getting, which I felt would push me to kind of work harder and try and hone my talent even more. I felt it would
Yes.
be like more of a challenge if I was in India. So that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to kind of go there and connect up to more music people. Because I think here in the UK, there are artists, but most people who are doing music, they do it part time as well. So they'll have a job
Okay.
which can actually fund them. And then they'll do music on the side, like in the evenings, on the weekends. Whereas in India,
Yeah.
there's so much work. There's a lot more scope to kind of like earn money from doing shows, and connecting with
Yeah.
other musicians and artists out there is like really, really great as well.
Yeah. Because I did want to ask if music is your main career, or do you do anything else?
No, it's my main thing
It's
now. Yeah,
main focus now. Okay.
yeah.
We saw on your Facebook page that you got into the music, your accidental music career 6 years ago, is what it
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
So explain that. It was just accidental in terms
yeah.
of, I know you, yeah.
It was very accidental. So what happened is I was like looking for something to do for fun. Like I was looking for like a dance class or something. And I
Oh,
ended up going for a singing lesson. And that's where my music teacher was like, you have a good voice, like you should pursue this more. And I
mm-hmm.
started just learning to sing as like a hobby, like on the side. It wasn't something I actually thought I would pursue. I mean, I've grown up around music. My family is very musical. I've played instruments when I was really, really young, but never really thought much about singing. I mean, we've always gone for like a lot of Bollywood concerts. If like Sonu Nigam or anyone,
Oh,
Arijit Singh,
yeah.
Shreya, Sunidhi, if anyone has come to the UK, we'll always attend all their shows since I was like a baby. So I've
Right.
grown up around that, but I never thought, oh, I could do that, you know? And then
Yeah.
when I was looking for this hobby, that's when I ended up in singing class. And then I started posting on Facebook back then,
Right.
just kind of as and when I was like singing something, practicing something, I'd post it. And very quickly I started getting like people asking me if I could perform somewhere, if I would perform at, you know, their wedding, or if I could perform at some function they were holding. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, like people actually want to hear me singing. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, so that's basically how it started. That's why for me it feels very accidental, because it wasn't like as a baby I knew one day I want to be a singer. It was not like
Right.
that for me.
Yeah. Wow. It's a good accident then. Really good accident.
I'm happy, yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
so you've continued your training with your singing coach to help you along, or you just
Yeah.
go with it now?
No, so now I train in India. I mean, since I've come back to
Okay.
London, it's been on lockdown. But now I train
Yes.
with, now I train with playback coaches out in India, in Bombay when I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned names like Sonu Nigam and Shreya Ghoshal, Arijit Singh. These are some of your influences, or who are some of your influences and inspirations in music?
Um, I have a lot. I find it very hard to kind of pick one. I
Narrow
mean,
it down.
the singers that I love. So Arijit Singh, for example, is my favorite. Like the way he brings emotion into his songs, I feel like it's very hard for anyone else to reach that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like if like a song is sung by another singer and then sung by Arijit, for some reason, the one that's sung by Arijit just makes you like want to cry or like feel really happy
Yeah.
or something. So he's my favorite singer, I would say. But then in terms of like musical inspiration, I have so many. because I mean I've
Yeah.
grown up in the UK, so like I grew up listening to like Craig David, Rishi Rich, loads of like hip hop, R&B artists, all the
Yes.
Bollywood artists as well. So Lata ji has always been, I mean, since I started learning music, Lata ji has been um, for me my like inspiration in terms of the technique and the technical kind of aspects of singing. So
Yes.
learning her songs and listening to her songs is like, I think, very helpful like ear exercise for a singer.
Mm-hmm.
But I have
Yeah.
so many.
Too many. I mean, see, you like to merge those. I think we saw a beautiful cover that you did of Tujhe Kitna, I think it was, and
Yeah,
Enrique Iglesias's Hero, and
yeah,
it was a nice, yes. So you like merging the two, the East and the West cultures
yeah,
and music.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because that's they're both personal to me. So for me to be able to like combine that, that's what we did with Phul Javan as well. So we combined
Yes.
English and Hindi and Punjabi
Hmm.
to kind of bring like all aspects of our backgrounds and personalities in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You mentioned playing instruments, and we've seen you do keyboards on some of your Instagram posts.
yeah.
Any other instruments you play as well? Which instruments? How many do you play?
So when I was in school, I used to play piano. I played piano until grade 5, but then unfortunately I stopped. Um, I didn't continue it. So and I used to also play drums when I was in
Mm-hmm.
school, like the drum kit.
Right.
Um, yeah, but again, I haven't continued learning those, and now I'm also learning the ukulele and the guitar. Just a little bit of like strumming to kind of help with compositions and stuff. Yeah. But I'm not
Yeah.
like, I don't consider myself like a qualified musician or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. You can play well enough to hum along too.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Do you find yourself gravitating towards slower songs, more upbeat songs? Do you have a preference?
I really like slow kind of love songs. So kind
Yeah.
of like romantic songs or a lot of like sad love songs, especially I really, really like. But then I
Hmm.
also like very upbeat music. I think one of
Okay.
my like favorite recent albums has been, I don't know, I'm sure you guys are listening to it, Malang. You know the
Mm-hmm.
Malang soundtrack? I
Yes.
love like every song from that album because it's got like the beautiful, emotional, sad, slow songs, and it's got the very upbeat, kind of lively songs as well.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think naturally I
versatile.
gravitate to the slow love songs just because I love Arijit Singh again so much. But
Yeah.
I do like them all, yeah.
Um, so you've not done any Bollywood playback just yet.
Not yet, no.
Hopefully soon. Is there
Hopefully soon,
any
yeah, let's
is
see.
there any one actress in particular you would like to sing playback for?
Ooh, probably yeah, Alia Bhatt, because I
Oh
love
yeah.
her. Yeah, I love her acting. I think she's a brilliant actress, so that would be a great.
Uh, any Bollywood music directors, if you had your choice, that you would like to work with?
Oh wow. I think again, there's so many. Some music directors who I think have been creating amazing music recently. I mean, Mithun is one of my kind of favorite music composers.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I really like the work of Ajay Atul. So they do a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
kind of orchestral compositions. So they did the
Yes.
soundtrack of Dharak. They did the soundtrack of um, what was that film with Amitabh Bachchan and Amir Khan? The one about like pirates.
Can't remember. I can't remember
Thugs of
offhand.
Hindustan.
But
Thugs of
right,
Hindustan.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So I like a lot of their songs are like really, really, really pretty. They also did the songs of Zero. So you know Mere Naam Tu and those songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah, we
like
actually,
I really like their
sorry,
compositions
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually released that movie here for distribution in the Caribbean, Zero, because we release 90.5, we distribute and release throughout the Caribbean the films for Red
Oh
Chili's
wow.
Entertainment. So
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So
So
it
you guys
it
do
was good.
so you guys do film distributions as well.
Film distribution. We've done concerts in the past. We haven't done any for a long time, but we've hosted concerts with, well, some of the big names from the 90s, just about everybody. Udit Narayan, Alka Yagnik, Sonu Nigam. We had him here twice. I think we hosted him twice.
Hmm.
We have a pretty nice relationship with music director Lalit Pandit.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're into all of those things as well here at 90.5.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, um, let's see what else. We wanted to ask you about some of your favorite things. Well, you mentioned Arijit Singh being your favorite singer,
Hmm.
I think male singer, but if you had a female singer, who would be your favorite?
Oh, that's very hard. My favorite female singer. I really like the vocals of Shilpa Rao. I think she's got like a nice moodiness in her vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that's really hard. I mean, obviously, Shreya Ghoshal and Sunidhi are
Right.
amazing, and I love singing a lot of their songs. Um, but I'm thinking like in the recent generation, I feel like now there's quite a few singers out there, so it's sort of hard to pick one specific singer, I think, that I really like.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the fact that Bollywood is now, like in the 90s, then everything was Kumar Sanu, Udit Narayan, Alka Yagnik.
Yes.
Little bit of Kavita Krishnamurti, yeah. But
Yeah.
but I find like now you hear from, younger artists, and there are more. And I think that's nice. I think it's much
Yeah.
like everybody gets a chance,
Yeah.
I find in this decade kind of thing. So that's been
Yeah.
good. We
Yeah.
can't
Now
wait
it's
to,
much more open. Now it's much more
yeah,
open. And I think also now there's a lot more music producers as well who are
that's
offering
true.
their songs for films. So a lot of the time what happens is like the music producer themselves will sing the song. So so you also get to hear um like the music producer's voice who you would not normally have heard like back in the
Yeah.
day. Um and I think what's nice is because there's a lot more independent work. So, for example, a lot of Netflix films, a lot of Netflix shows and stuff. So, for those, some of the smaller, less kind of well known music producers who are making and composing great songs, um,
Mm-hmm.
they're also getting a really good platform. And they can also
That's
pick
true.
up independent singers whose voices they like and who might not be like the mainstream famous singers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like really opens up a lot for people like us, independent artists.
Yeah. Who is your favorite Bollywood actor, male and female?
Ooh. Female, I think Alia Bhatt has to
Right.
be right now in the current kind of generation. Um, and favorite male actor. Oh, that's really hard.
Yeah,
Maybe,
there's
I
so
mean, it used to
many.
be like Amir Khan. Sorry?
Mm-hmm. There's so many to choose from in the new generation of actors.
Yeah, yeah. I think,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I like Aditya Roy Kapoor as well. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he does a lot of the same roles. But I think he's got like a nice, bright personality to bring to the camera. But
Yeah.
he does quite similar roles, I feel, in all of his movies so far.
Okay. If you're not singing, what's one of your other favorite things to do?
I like spending time with my family. I
Okay.
think for me, that's like um, a big deal because I live in India right now. So actually, just to be home with my family is really nice.
Okay.
Um, and I think right now in lockdown, I'm getting back into reading a bit as well, which is good. So I like to read. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of your favorite foods?
So right now I'm reading Becoming by Michelle Obama. That's
Okay.
a really good book, which I'm really enjoying. But favorite book, I don't think I have a favorite, one favorite.
Okay, and your favorite food? What's your favorite thing to eat? It could be a
I
dessert. That's a food if you want.
I think I'm like one of the weird people. So I actually, this is really weird. I'm not sure if I should say this on
Mm.
live on Instagram, but I don't really like chocolate. So so for me, desserts is a bit. I mean, I love cake. So in desserts, I would say cake. In
Okay.
yeah, in food, I would say pizza. Like I like pizza. That's my
I think we
favorite.
can hang out. We can hang out for sure. That sounds
Yay!
perfect.
How's pizza
With
in Trinidad?
It's good. It's good. I mean, we have even our curries and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
They've kind of adjusted the flavors to the Caribbean a bit,
yeah,
but it's good. It's
yeah.
good. Yeah, I
Okay, we
mean
have to make a trip
we
then.
yes, you do. We have some folks viewing, of course, your co-songwriters and your producer, Junaid, Jason is listening. We've also got Shital, Anne-Marie, Bruce, Zia, Shivana,
Hi, guys.
Narayan, Prashant, and Denise and Khadija. All of them are viewing, just to see you because we don't get to to see you very often in terms of to chat.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for some information on you and looking for interviews, and I'm like, hey, I think I might be the first one to do an interview with Heeral because
Oh,
I've not found too many. So again, thank you so much for doing it. Uh,
oh, thanks
Speaking
so much for
about
having me.
firsts,
Hmm.
what was the your first instrument that you played? Was it the piano you
The
mentioned? That
piano.
was the first one that you got into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember your first performance, when and where that was in front of a live audience?
Um, I don't actually remember what age it was, but I was really young and it was dancing actually. So when I was a kid, I used to dance loads and I would always be performing. Um, but I don't remember exactly how old I was.
Okay, and last question. If and whenever it's possible, well, I mean, you just kind of mentioned, but would Trinidad be the first Caribbean country that you come to perform?
Ooh, I would love for it to be the first Caribbean country to perform. I hope so.
Uh,
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, again, thank you so very much, Hiral, for spending this time with us, taking time out of
Thank
your
you.
day. And
Thank you so much.
we're gonna be listening out for more from you, and we hope that we staying in touch.
Yes, please do. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you everyone for tuning in. It was nice speaking to all of you.
All right. Well, until next time we chat again, you just keep staying safe and take care.
You too.
All
Thanks,
right. Thanks.
Kavita.
Bye.
Bye.